CCR diving, the silence, the time you get to spend underwater, and the escape from the ever-present rush of life. Keeps you relaxed long after your dive. Doesn't matter what configuration you dive, whether it's side mount or back mount, it's fantastic regardless. But if your unit of choice is the back mount, well then stick around, as this is what we're going to be talking about now. The Liberty back mount configuration. Let's dive into it. So what we're going to start with is that we're going to have a look at our frame. So what you may have noticed is that I don't have very many parts here on a table. And that's a part of the philosophy of the design of the Liberty units. And that is that everything is built around the frame. So I don't need very many pieces to attach the unit together. So what you may be used to from looking at, for example, open circuit twin setup, you've got a backplate, you've got your wing, and that creates many parts. Whereas with Liberty, everything is built around the frame. So let's have a look at what we have built around the frame and what options we have configuring the frame and everything that's around it. So first, what we're going to have a look at is our harness. So over here, you can see our harness. You can either have a harness made out of a single piece of webbing, or you can select in our configurator to choose whether you would like to have a quick disconnect buckle. They're very simple to be used, they're very safe. You can't open them unless you pull both the levers up. And you can either have it configured with one on whichever side you prefer, or have them on both sides. For example, if you need to often take your unit off in the water, or if you just prefer having an easier way of getting out of your harness. Up here you can see these are also quick disconnect attachments for our counterlungs, but we're going to have a look at those a little bit later. So the next thing that is built around our frame is our wing. So in this case, the wing, as you can see, is a donut shaped wing. We can also have the option of having a horseshoe shaped wing, or you can have a horseshoe shape with bungees that keep the wing as compact as it can be. So that's the wing choice. The next thing that is part of our frame is the Liberty handle. The great thing about this handle is that it's super durable. So you can, with no worries, move the unit around using the handle, but at the same time, it's very light. Next thing that we'll have a look at is our backplate. The backplate can come in either stainless steel, which is, this is stainless steel, or it can also come in titanium. To our backplate, we have our stand attached. So in this case, our stand is also made out of stainless steel. If you were going with the option of going with titanium with backplate and the stand, your weight saving would be about 3 kilos. This is a tall and wide stand. As you can see, the unit sits on the ground and it's quite solid. It also gives you additional space for clipping things off, or also for you to be able to add additional D-rings to it. Or you can select the standard stand, which is this one. This one's a little bit shorter and narrower. So the unit isn't as stable on the ground with this one, but this one is more compact. So it's up to you which one you select based on your preference. The next thing that I would like to show you is the locking mechanism. So up here in this top section of our backplate, you can see the locking mechanism. This mechanism actually holds the head and the scrubber canister to the frame. So that's one securing point. And the second point that holds this to the frame is this central strap. So your head and a scrubber is secured and safely attached to the whole frame. We're gonna attach the head and the scrubber to it in a minute, so you'll actually see how it looks in reality. This is the other side of the locking mechanism. Next thing, moving on to our first stage regulators. For regulators, we're using Apex DST4 first stage regulator, which are attached to the backplate with custom mounted low pressure turrets for cleaner hose routing. So as you can see, the hose routing on the unit is, everything is nice and clean and very simple. Same reason is why we decided to go with Apex regulators. They're very simple, very reliable, and they have a great performance. And also, the other benefits of having our first stages mounted here is that by this we have created one mounting point for our cylinders. So when I'm gonna attach the cylinders, you're gonna see that this is one of the mounting points for them. So now I'm going to show you how you attach your cylinders to your Liberty unit. So I've already attached our oxygen cylinder. So our oxygen cylinder is on the right hand side, wearing the unit. And now we're going to attach our diluent cylinder. So I will undo my strap. I've already analyzed my gas, so I know what I'm gonna be using. And first of all, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna screw the valve into our first stage regulator. Nice and easy. I'm gonna do up my strap, just tighten it, and our cylinders are attached. Nice and easy. Here you can actually see our two mounting points, strap here and the first stage here. Now we're going to have a look at our dumpable weight pouches. The way to attach those is you just slide them around your cylinders. So pretty much once you adjust those for the first time, you can just slide them down on your cylinders. And over here, we have a little strap loop that you feed your central strap through as well, and that holds your weight pouches on your cylinders so they don't go anywhere. If you did need to dump your weight, all you gotta do is just you reach behind your back, grab the strap and pull down on it, and your weight will fall out. The next thing that we're going to have a look at is how you attach the head and the scrubber to the frame. So this is our head. Our head contains all the electronic components operating the rebreather. And this is our scrubber canister. As you can see, it's our scrubber canister here. And the way you attach these together, so you check your O-ring, and here is our locking mechanism. So you place the head into the scrubber and you just push down on it, these two close together, and they will not open once they are in the frame because our locking mechanism will hold everything together. If you were to open these two, all you gotta do is you just place the head and the scrubber canister on a flat surface, push down, and now you can easily get inside of your head or inside of your scrubber canister. Now we're going to attach our head and the scrubber canister to the frame. Over here, you can see our oxygen inlet, and over here on the frame, our oxygen hose. So once we attach the head and the scrubber canister to the frame, then we're gonna hook up our oxygen to the head. Over here on the head, you can see our two handset connections. Here is our body display and here is our head-up display. This is a standard scrubber canister. Liberty uses radial type of scrubber. This canister holds 2.5 kilos of scrubber. For back-mounted units, the regular size scrubber and an extra light scrubber is compatible. The short scrubber is unfortunately not compatible, and I'm going to show you in a minute why it is not. Okay, so let's attach this whole lot to our frame. I have already fed our central strap through our weight pouches. So I'm gonna undo the central strap and I'm just gonna place this whole lot onto the stand. It nicely falls into its place. And now I'm gonna pull open our locking lever, and the locking barb, as you can see here, will fall into the other part of the locking mechanism. Now I'm gonna just tighten the central strap, and this is securely and firmly attached to our frame. All I gotta do now is just to connect our oxygen hose to the head, and this part is done. And now we're getting to the point of attaching our counterlungs to the frame. So the unit that we're assembling is back-mounted counterlung configuration. So basically the counterlungs sit in this area. The other option that you can go for is, so this is the back-mounted counterlung configuration. The other option that you can go for is a front-mounted counterlung configuration. They both have their little advantages. So now I'm just gonna quickly tell you what they are. Both the counterlungs have a volume of 3.5 liters, and the design of the unit was done around the work of breathing performance of the unit. So the work of breathing is excellent on both the units. So the front-mounted counterlungs have absolutely the best work of breathing due to the proximity of the lungs and our hydrostatic dynamics. And also the other advantage of the front-mounted counterlungs is an easier way of offboard your gas. So as you can see, your MAVs or manual addition valves are here on the front. So if you did need to easily add gas or offboard gas, you can just simply disconnect and connect another source of gas into your MAVs. So that's the other advantage of front-mounted counterlungs. Now moving on to the back-mounted counterlung configuration. The back-mounted counterlungs also have a great work of breathing, but the difference between them and the front-mounted counterlungs is that because they sit more towards your back, they keep your chest free. So if you're an underwater photographer or somebody that just doesn't like having too much stuff on their front, the back-mounted lung configuration version may be a more desirable option for you. You also have a better access to your D-rings. And when it comes to offboarding gas, the option for you there is to use either swage lock or QC6 type of connection, which you connect to your first stage regulators and offboard your gas through there. Before we have a look what is on our counterlungs, we're going to attach the counterlungs first. So I'm going to show you how the back-mounted counterlungs are attached. So we're going to start with our inhale counterlung, which is on our left side, and the counterlung is attached to the frame with a zipper here. The zipper uses Velcro on the bottom to secure the zipper from accidentally opening itself up, and it is held to our webbing with a quick disconnect buckle. This disconnect buckle can be removed and you can just use the Velcro strap here. I personally prefer that option, but again, this is based on your personal preference. The advantage of having our counterlungs separate is that we don't have to do anything else with the frame. We can just undo our zipper and the quick release buckle, and we can take our counterlungs individually off for cleaning. So to attach your counterlung, I'm just gonna zip the zipper up. Down here, I'm gonna secure the zipper. And now I'm just gonna quickly and easily attach the counterlung, the top part of the counterlung, to our webbing. The other counterlung works exactly the same way. So now we're going to have a look at how the front-mounted counterlungs are attached. So as you can see, the front mounted counterlungs are attached slightly differently. They're both ends of the counterlungs are held with quick release buckle. So we actually have a extra webbing here for them. And to detach those is you just open your quick release buckle on the bottom. You do the same thing on the top. And as you can see, your front mounted counterlung is detached. Obviously you disconnect all the hosing. The hoses are run on the inner side through these Velcro loops that can be easily undone for the hoses to be taken out. So let's have a look at what you have on the counterlungs, what controls are on them. So on the front mounted counterlungs, on your left counterlung, you can see your manual addition valve for your diluent. So this is your inhale counterlung, and your ADV, so automatic diluent valve. Here you can see mechanical ADV with a shut-off valve, so you can turn your ADV off just by pulling the shut-off close, or you can choose from a membrane ADV. You can select all those in a configurator, or you can choose to have your ADV in your BOV in case you are using this configuration with a BOV, or you can have your ADV in your TPs. On your right counterlung, which is your exhale counterlung, again, you've got a manual addition valve, but this time for your oxygen. And you have your overpressure valve, where you can actually, by rotation, you can set up your overpressure limit for the counterlung. So that's it for the front mounted counterlungs. Let's move on to the back mounted counterlungs and have a look at what is on them. So here are back mounted counterlungs. As you can see on our inhale counterlung, there is nothing on it. No controls. That's because it's behind our back, so we wouldn't be able to reach any controls anyway. On our exhale counterlung though, you can find a low profile overpressure valve with pulley here. You can obviously adjust the length of the pulley here, but basically the pulley is up here on your shoulder. It's easy to be reached. When it comes to your manual addition valves, as you saw on a front mounted counterlung version, your MAVs were on your front, whereas with the back mounted counterlung version, your manual addition valves are on your loop. So they're in front of your mouth. So to activate them, if you can find your mouth, you can find your front mounted, you can find your manual addition valves. So they're very easy to be found. The right one's for your oxygen, left one is for your diluent. When it comes to your ADV, the ADV again also isn't located on your counterlungs anymore, but in this case, it can either be located in your TPs or it can be located in your BOV. In this case, it's located in your BOV, and we had a whole episode about ADVs. It was episode number 4. So if you would like to look into more detail of this, please check out our 4th episode of CCR Liberty in detail. So now we're going to have a look at our loop. So we're going to have a look at what the loop contains, and we're going to have a look at how to attach the loop to our Liberty unit. So what we're going to have a look at now is the breathing direction. So the breathing direction is from left to right, and that is ensured by one-way mushroom valves, which are inside here. If you would like to see those more in detail, you can check out our episode number 4. And we're gonna have a look at which loop you're gonna get with which configuration. So now that we've seen our back-mounted configuration, you can see that there isn't many controls on the counterlungs. So the back-mounted configuration has to come with your manual addition valves that are on the loop, and it in standard comes with BOV, which is bail out valve. So by turning, now we're in closed circuit mode, by turning into open circuit mode, we have a second stage regulator here, and you can breathe straight from your cylinder as if you were on open circuit. The back-mounted counterlung configuration can also be used with DSV. dive surface valve, which is just either closed or open in open circuit mode. The front mounted counterlung configuration comes in standard with your DSV. If you do wish to have your BOV on a front mounted counterlung configuration, you can do so. You can just select it in the configurator. So let's connect our loop up. So if you look at the top of your head, you can see the directional markers, the directional arrows in which way we need to turn the bayonet connections, the elbows, to be able to either lock them in or unlock them and disconnect them. Here you can see marker that we have to line up for each hose. And if you have a look more closer, you can see that we have actually different number of cut-ins in each opening. So if we actually look at our elbows, we can see a different number of tabs on each one of these elbows, and those are there for a safety, so the hose cannot be exchanged. So what we do is we line our markers up. So we'll line those up, push the elbow down into the hole, and we will twist it. Now to lock the other one, the other hose, the exhale hose into place, we'll do the same thing. We will line up our markers. We'll move the inhale part out of the way, and we push it down into its place. And now by twisting it to the side, we are locking it in its place, and now those are firmly locked into their place and they don't go anywhere. As you can see, if I was to detach my inhale elbow, I cannot do that until I first disconnect my other elbow. So this is another safety feature, so those cannot accidentally undo themselves underwater. So we are nicely connected to the head, so that's all done. And now we're going to connect our T-pieces to the counterlungs. So let's do that. So over here, it's the same situation. We are going to line our markers up, and just by doing a half turn, we're going to lock our T-pieces into locks. So we're going to easily line these up, push down, and we are going to lock the T-piece in. So now we're locked in. Same thing on the other side. Drops in, twist, and we're locked in. So as you can see, that was super easy. So all you got to do now to finish assembling your unit is just to attach your hoses to your loop. If you got the T-piece ADV, attach your low pressure hose to your ADV, attach your head-up display, and you're done. So the Liberty back-mount units come with quite a wide variety of accessories that you can choose from. You can, for example, equip your unit with a head cover that helps you to protect your connectors and your body display in overhead environment. So that protects it against any bumps or any potential damage to them. You can also choose from additional D-rings options. You can also go for various types of protection covers and a whole bunch of other accessories. If you would like to have a look at our accessories in more detail, you can either visit our configurator and have a look at what you can configure your unit with, or you can also check out one of our previous episodes about accessories. So your back mount configuration can also be converted into other configurations, such as Liberty Light or side mount configuration, which is actually a configuration that we're going to be talking about in our next episode. So that's it for our today's episode. I hope that I provided you with the information that you were looking for. And if you would like to get more information, please visit our webpage at divesoft.com, or you can also send us an email at info@divesoft.com. On our webpage, you can find contacts to our instructors who you can arrange a demo dive with in case you would like to try one of our units. And you can also follow our social networks down below. Thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in our next episode.